Welcome to the video. So thought I would take a minute and show my saddle setup, what gear I carry, how I have it organized. I know some climbers are interested in what other people do, so because that way we can, maybe get ideas from each other, learn from each other. So I'm going to show you what I got going on here. First and foremost, I'm climbing on the Petzl Sequoia non-SRT version. I've done a couple of videos talking about this saddle. Go back in some of my earlier videos if you haven't seen it, check it out. But I'm going to start on my left side. So on the left side, this first loop right here, I like to carry my handsaw. Perfect positioning for me to, take it out if I need it. This loop right here, second loop, I kind of use for miscellaneous. It all depends. Like maybe I'm ascending and I'm using a hand ascender, but I need to take it off the rope for a minute. I'll clip it here, then put it right back on, or store an extra carabiner or something. Back here, I like to usually carry, I would say, at least 2 webbing slings in the tree with me. Now, webbing slings have so many different uses. I've used them for tie-in points, redirects, rigging, creating false crotches with a micro pulley for my climbing rope. So definitely think it's a useful piece of gear to have with you, at least maybe 1 or 2, or even a little bit more, depending on what your use is. Obviously some people might carry a lot more, and of course there's different sizes, so consider what your application is going to be, how big the tree is. These, I'm not sure the exact size, but I mean, they're not, I got them all folded up of course, but these aren't huge. Well, here, I'll show you what one looks like. I do have a bigger one that I'll occasionally use, but for the most part this gets the job done for both rigging and or if I'm using it for climbing. But you can always wrap it around multiple times if you need to. So I like to have at least a couple webbing slings. Back here, when I'm not actively using it, I'll usually store my hand ascender back here. And then I also got a micro pulley. I have used the micro pulley for rigging applications, but I've kind of moved away from that recently. What I will use it for is as a friction saver when climbing. Definitely one of my favorite preferred friction savers. Just find it to be extremely smooth, especially when coupled with the Petzl zigzag. I am planning on putting something together about that down the road. It's a video that's been in my mind, so look out for that in the future. But the chainsaw lanyard, I have it anchored right here, so on the right rear big loop. I have put it in the middle before, and one of the reasons why is because that way I can switch sides with the saw without having to worry about running out of lanyard. So, if you put your lanyard, say you secure it into the saddle right up front here, I guess, yeah, you could theoretically just reach over, but often what I sometimes will do in a tree is switch hands. So let's say I'm cutting on this side, I'll just swing the saw around, pick it up on this side. So that way I'm not interfering with my tie-in points, my lanyard, or anything like that. So depending how big your saw lanyard is, I tend to anchor it to the saddle more towards the back. And then right up here is where I actually would store the saw when climbing. Or sometimes I'll store it on this ring in the back. It really depends on what I'm doing, how often I'm using it. Obviously if you're using it more often, having it up here might be more beneficial. And next we have my second lanyard. So I like to carry this small blue rope lanyard, which is actually an old piece of climbing line. I use it for many different applications. I believe I talked about this actually in one of my previous climbing videos I made. And you know, if you have questions, you know, put them down below and I can go more in depth if you're curious. But I definitely usually always climb with at least 2 lanyards on my saddle, just different applications. And then obviously I got my main lanyard. This is a wire core. And the way I set mine up is I have the adjuster on the right side and I use the snap on the left side. So that in a nutshell is the main gear that I climb with. Obviously every situation is different. Sometimes I might have a second climb line with me. Sometimes I might have a rigging line. Really got to adapt to different scenarios. I try to keep it simple, so have what I need, maybe have a few extra carabiners or something. And the other thing too is the more gear you got, the more weight you got to carry. So obviously adjust according to the kind of job you're going to be doing. Maybe one job you carry more gear, maybe another job you carry less. As far as like water and everything, I've thought about carrying water up in the tree. The thing is, I'd probably want to get some type of pouch to put the bottle in so it doesn't get covered in sawdust. But it's really not an issue because if I need water, I just have the ground guy send it up. But other than that, that's basically what I'm doing right now with this setup. Obviously, things change. Every job is different, you know, but this is my basic gear that I go in the tree with. So hope you all enjoyed this video. Appreciate you all watching. Thank you to everybody who has recently subscribed to this channel. Recently surpassed 400 subscribers. So hoping to keep it going. Love to hear your thoughts, questions, video ideas. I'll see y'all next time.